That particular story may be old, but the message from Trump is as clear as it was on the trail in 2016. Other nations take advantage of American generosity. There's another, 1988, Trump with Oprah.
Kuwait, they live like kings. The poorest person in Kuwait, they live like kings. And yet they're not paying. We make it possible for them to sell their oil. Why aren't they paying us 25% of what they're making? It's a joke.
So vintage Trump is also today's Trump. There are other moments in years past where Trump foresaw a key to his future campaign success. New York-based journalist Glenn Plaskin interviewed Trump for Playboy magazine more than 25 years ago.
I asked him who would support a Trump bid for the White House. And back in 1990, he said the working guy would elect me. He likes me. When I walk down the street, those cabbies start yelling out their windows. Well, it is the working guy who is electing me.
The younger Trump would also regularly talk about settling scores with enemies, at one point saying an eye for an eye. Read his Twitter feed and you'll find out that view hasn't changed. Now, in nearly all of these old interviews, Trump denies interest in running for president or other high office, while always leaving a bit of wiggle room. This is from 1988 on NBC's Late Night with David Letterman.
And politics, we talked about this last time, any interest in any kind of appointment or commission or position with this administration or something down the road away?
Trump answers that he's happy doing what he's doing.
I'm not talking about maybe in 8 years, 12 years.
Well, I'm not sure that you want to see the United States become a winner. You want to see the United States become a winner?
Of course we want to see it. The United States is and always has been a winner for my money now.
Donald Trump, 28 years ago, floating a future campaign slogan and maybe an inaugural address. Don Gagné, NPR News, Washington.
We listened to so many voices from around the country during the presidential campaign. Many of them we heard during our Divided States series in the fall. We spoke to many voters, and this week we're calling some of them back. John Jackson is a veteran we met in Georgia. He owns Comfort Farms. It's a nonprofit that helps veterans transition to civilian life. And we reached Jackson via Skype. He kept getting interrupted.
We definitely should, work together in any way. And sorry, we got a sheep in the background. We had to foster one. Her name is Mary. She's in our house with a diaper on, just running around.
Oh wow, when Jackson's story aired in October, an NPR listener heard it and decided that she wanted to help him raise money for his farm. Jackson is a Trump supporter. That listener was not.
The division that we have in our country right now really sucks. But when she reached out to me, it really hit me at the heartstrings.
And for Jackson, that is what makes this country work.
Most people that work for me haven't been the police that I do politically. And it's funny because they rag me all the time. They poke me in the chest about my support for Donald Trump. And we laugh about it, we joke about it, but we get on to the business of our day and do what we need to do. And that's just how life should be.
Diana Font is a businesswoman, a lifelong Republican in Florida, and she feels the same way. Last fall, she said she could not bring herself to vote for Trump, but she knows a lot of people who did.
My cousin, who's like my sister, she and her husband are Trump supporters, and I love them with all my heart. I mean, I'll give an arm if I have to for them. We just don't touch the subject.
Font ended up voting for Hillary Clinton, but she says she is still a Republican despite not liking their candidate this time around.
Like any mother, your kid makes a boo-boo, does something that pisses you off or whatever, but you still love them and you still have to stay there and see what else they're going to do.
Voice there of Diana Font, a Republican from Florida who voted for Hillary Clinton, and also John Jackson, a veteran from Georgia who supports them. And our colleague Daniel Kurtzleben from NPR's Washington desk has been with us this morning, keeping us up to date on how the Trump administration might change our country's direction on some key issues. And Danielle, let's talk about healthcare if we can. Interesting moment for this president, right? I mean, a lot of supporters of Obamacare like to say things have really improved. There are far fewer Americans without insurance now, but Donald Trump has said he's going to repeal that law. So, I mean, talk to me about the position he's in.
Right, so that puts him in a little bit of a bind when you think about it, because, like Obamacare proponents like to point out, the uninsured rate is at a historic low. And under Obamacare, the cost of premiums continues to rise, but that has slowed down some. So, that's also good for consumers. Aside from that, we had a new poll that came out this week from NBC News showing that for the first time, more Americans like Obamacare than dislike it. So that makes...
That's a big change. That's a new trend.
Right, yeah. So repealing this law and then replacing it, all of this means that he has higher bars to clear with that replacement. He and Republicans in Congress, that is. Recently he promised health care for all, so if he does that, he and Republicans in Congress will have to prevent health care costs from skyrocketing. Add to that, you just have major overarching problems. The cost of health care in America is still fantastically big. Healthcare costs right now equal around 18% of GDP, which is just massive. Yeah.
Can I just ask you a really broad question at this moment of transition? Are we a healthy country?
I mean, in the global context, yes, we are a highly developed country. We are, in the grand scheme of things, relatively healthy, but we have some really ugly numbers. For example, adult obesity continues to climb. Drug overdoses grew in a really big way during the Obama presidency, in large part driven by this really terrible opioid epidemic we have. There are some shocking numbers on that. Between 2008 and the most recent numbers we have, 2015, opioid overdose deaths grew by 6%.